This is the SuperSport Schools Podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.
1, 2, 3, go!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the SuperSport Schools Podcast, brought to you by Spur. Tim and I are back and we're matching.
Yeah, there was one episode that we haven't matched. How?
I don't know how it is that we always pull out the same Under Armour.
Again, I think it's just team synergy. We just know each other so well that we'll always dress the same.
And we're going to start off today's show by playing the more or less game like we always try to do when we're together. Mm-hmm. So we've each got 3 for the other person.
Yes.
Do you want to go first or second?
I want to go...
that's ambiguous actually. Do you want
I
to
want to go second. You choose now.
Right, so I'm going to ask you first.
Okay,
so obviously these are questions to do with things that have been happening in the world of school sport on SuperSport Schools and a bit on SuperSport. One of the biggest things that's happened in the past couple of weeks, the Pole Derby.
Yes, sir.
Did you watch it?
Of course. How can I miss it?
Have you seen a more entertaining game of schoolboy rugby this year?
Nailed back to the end. Jeez, that was a fun game.
And I called Pole Boys to win on Rugby on 2 on 6, so I was so stressed. And when you have skin in the game, it just hits different. It was terrifying. It was like a test match.
Yeah, that's why I say, for anything that I don't actually have investment in, I choose no sides, because then I don't have to go through what you had to go through.
Yeah, it was stress and torture, but what an amazing game. So I've got a question to do with that. In the Pole Derby, Paul Gym took more kicks at goal than they had taken in the entire season before that match. So, before the match, had they taken more or fewer than 3 penalty kicks at goal during the season?
Penalty. We're talking penalty
kicks at goal. In the entire season before that match, had they taken more or fewer than 3?
Okay, they converted 4.
In the match.
Yeah.
Before the match.
So is it more or less than 3?
In the entire season before the match.
And it can't be 3.
No.
So then it has to be less.
Or fewer.
Fewer.
Yep. 2.
Okay.
2.
How?
Because Marcus Miller and Quinton Potgieter, they just score tries.
Yeah, they just don't draw.
They just, there's no, well,
kick for the
they do
corner,
draw and it's against Rondebosch, but...
Yeah, very proud of that one, aren't you?
So proud. And I love on Rugby on 2 on 6 how Josh was quick to bring it up when he chatted with Marcus. But you get that right at the end. So that's 1-0.
Some bull knowledge. So as we do when they're big events, I also have a question on the Pole Derby.
Okay.
Again, you watched the game, so you should know this.
I was there.
So during the 2025 King Price Pole Derby, were they more or fewer than 9 tries scored?
Oh, Tim. Okay, let me think. The problem is, you just said Paul Gym kicked 4.
Now
goals.
You can do the math.
So that's 12 points. And they scored 30 or 33. I think 33, but I can't quite remember. So then that's 21. So then they've scored 4 tries. And boys are, it's either 3 or 4, so fewer.
Yes, it was few. It was 8.
That literally is what I would have guessed.
I guess we just both watched the match.
Yes,
that's what it seems
which
like.
is good. It shows that we know what we're talking about, having actually watched the match.
Yeah.
And those last 2 tries that Boys Eye scored, the momentum of the game shifted so much. I just kept thinking, it's looking like Gym now after halftime, and then Boys Eye scored those 2 tries, and incredible match. But leaves us 1-1.
Okay, we can get past that.
Later on in this show, after the break, you are going to be interviewing Keirah Adriana van der Loosdrecht, who is a former SA Under-18 water polo national captain, and she also went to Rodin.
Those facts I knew. I'm just terrified that you're giving me that premise because I don't know where this is going to go now.
Central Gauteng Under-19A girls won the 2024 water polo IPT at the Joan Harrison in the Eastern Cape. They defeated Western Province, but did they score more or fewer than 4 goals?
What, in the final? Or?
Yes, in the final.
This is just a guess. More.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's the thing with this game is that you don't really need to know. You can just you can guess, and 50% of the time you'll be right. They scored 7. It was 7-3 to Gauteng.
Great game. Great game.
It was.
Well, back to me. Should I give you the choice, or are we...
No, I think you can choose.
Let's end on your strong suit.
Okay.
So, summer signings just ended. Again, some of these players are going for ridiculous amounts. There was a new Premier League record signing set. Was the signing more or less than 120 million euros?
I'm gonna say I have no idea, but football's insane, so it's ridiculous the amount of money sometimes involved. So I'm gonna say more.
And I thought I could catch you with
Yep, 2-2.
You know what? Okay.
What is it?
You want it? It's 125.
Okay.
But I have a wager for you.
Okay.
Do you wanna play a game of double or nothing? Or just an extra point?
Okay.
Or how about this? If you get the second half of this right, you can take my 1 point that I currently
I
hold.
think we can just do it for fun. I think I'm
So you don't wanna win?
I'm not risking a point.
You won't lose a point. I would be the one losing the point.
Oh, so you're just risking your own point?
No, because I'm confident you can't get it.
Okay. So if you got 3, you actually get 2. If you get 2, you actually get 1. Because I'm going to get it.
Okay.
Tell me.
Who is the signing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Who did he sign for?
Yeah. No. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me.
So I keep my point.
Tell me both.
It was Florian Wirtz. He signed for Liverpool for 125 million euros. Wow. Again, he has had a great preseason. I'm excited.
Wow.
Again, I'm just very happy that Premier League football is back. There's always the weird spell that rugby ends, football ends, F1 goes on break.
Yes.
And then I sit at my TV going, now what?
And now, the Rugby Championship is underway.
Yes.
And that brings me perfectly to my third and final question for you.
Okay.
The Springboks are in the midst of the Rugby Championship. They're busy playing Australia as this is recorded and as it airs. The last time the Springboks played against Australia at Loftus, they had incredible discipline. 2 jets flew over at the start of the match. Referee was Ben O'Keefe. The Springboks won very comfortably. I mentioned the discipline was impeccable. Did they concede more or fewer than 4 penalties in the whole match?
Let's say fewer.
That's correct.
What? Wait, was it 3?
It was 3.
What can I say? I have ball knowledge. I guess we both know rugby.
Yeah. No, it's incredible because...
That I do remember that match because I remember talking to you afterwards and be like, how?
Yeah.
How? This isn't our thing.
International teams average about 10 penalties that they concede in a match, and Springboks only conceded 3. So,
Jeez.
yeah. Okay, but you end then. It's a clean sweep for you. 3 from 3. So I can either tie or lose now.
I mean, if you had gotten the question before, right, you would have...
Yeah, but there was no chance I was going to get that right.
Well, staying on topic. Rugby Championship. So, is this... No, you are a rugby guy. So, in the history of the entire Rugby Championship,
Including when it was Tri-Nations.
that's what I mean by entire.
Okay.
Does Argentina have more or fewer wooden spoons than South Africa?
Ooh, in the entire history. Now, this is interesting because Argentina have not been in it for that long. Maybe 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. And they've had quite a few in that time, but Australia's also come into play a couple times. And I think we may have as well. But before then, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, very competitive. New Zealand always the top, so then it's just between us and Australia. And we often really struggle to win in Australia. And I feel like you wouldn't have put this question in unless it was surprising that we actually had more wooden spoons than Argentina.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. We have 11. Only one of those are in the modern age, funnily enough. So in the time of the Rugby Championship with all 4 countries,
Yes.
we've only won 1.
Okay.
Before that, we won 10.
10.
I mean, I don't think you can consider a wooden spoon a win.
No.
But It's something.
or achieved. Yeah. Okay.
Something.
I think that's something I didn't know, and I wouldn't have guessed that. But you've taught me something. But we end 3 from 3, so we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, I don't like tying.
Doesn't
with
like
you.
tying. Doesn't like tying. No, it's better than losing.
No, I'd rather outright. I'm back in the American thought. You win, you lose, nothing in the middle.
Okay. All right.
It's like a 3-game it's like a 2-game test series. What are you gonna do with 2 games?
Yeah, well, next year when the All Blacks come for rugby's greatest rivalry, we play 3 tests in South Africa, and then the 4th one we play at a neutral venue. So that's 4 tests. So we could draw, which maybe is apt for the rugby's 2 greatest teams. But yeah, okay. Tim doesn't like drawing. After the break, he's got an interview. We spoke about water polo. It's here for her this month here on SuperSport Schools and on SuperSport. So Tim sits down with Keirah Adriana van der Loosdrecht, who is the former SA Under-18 water polo captain for South Africa. This is the SuperSport Schools podcast brought to you by Spur. We'll see you in a bit.
Bringing you the sport you care about the most, this is the SuperSport Schools podcast.
Are you ready?
Yes, Dad.
Happy birthday. Jeez.
Hold me again. And I'm holding on to memories still to come. I'm holding on.
It's more than a meal.
You ready, Nana?
Don't you let
It's living with a taste for life.
I'm holding on.
Thank you for believing in each other.
Thank you for putting all your hard work.
Thank you for never giving up.
guys.
Thank you for bringing the game to more people.
Thank you.
Bringing you the sport you care about the most, this is the SuperSport Schools podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the SuperSport Schools podcast, proudly brought to you by Spur. Now I'm joined by Keirah. Welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
So again, this isn't we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
You're not actually based here, so we're just happy to have you on the show. We're here to talk about water polo and your water polo journey. So where did that start?
Yeah, so I'm actually originally from Joburg, and I went to school at Rodin, and my career started at the age of 12, and my swimming coach decided, okay, listen, you're quite a good swimmer. Why not give water polo a try? And initially I was quite daunting because water polo is quite a scary sport. So I was a bit hesitant, but I'm really glad that I pushed through and carried on with my career. So yeah.
That is quite a common story. I hear a lot of swimmers, I remember Duncan's podcast, he was like, yeah, I was a swimmer, but I was never good enough. But then polo took my heart. And then you went into high school. What's it like playing polo in high school? What is that experience like?
Yeah, I really love the setup of like high school water polo in South Africa because there's so much involvement with coaches, parents, different schools. Like we have so many national tournaments like across the country. So it's really enjoyable just because of the environment that is built around water polo. So yeah.
Well, we'll have IPTs in December.
Yes,
that's going to be a
correct.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Any highlights from your IPT journey?
Yeah, I think one of my major highlights was my under-19 tournament because I was the captain of the side, and it was really great leading them to victory, and it was an exciting tournament. Everything was quite close in my age group, so it was always a battle of KZN and Gauteng. So it was a really good final to watch. So yeah.
We've been around a few tournaments like that, and I remember there was a time we were staying at like a hostel, and people were in. There was an IPT happening, and we remember seeing people with like kiddies bags and swimming goggles walking around, and we're like, what's going on? It must be like initiation things. Are there any fun things you guys did on the tour?
Yeah,
things that you can share with us.
Yeah, let me think. I know initiation's a big thing when you join a first team of almost any sport, I'm assuming. So it's always funny being the older one, and I wouldn't say tormenting the little kids, but like making them, make sure that like it's going to be an enjoyable team to be a part of, and making sure that they do look a bit goofy at times so that they know that it's, a rite of age and passage up the way up the ladder. So yeah.
So, polo at Rodin, going back to your high school experience, any highlights from your time there? Any things that just, Rodin's my place.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the culture around water polo at Rodin. Like, I know everyone knows Rodin for being really competitive in water polo, but at the exact same time, really being like full of enjoyment whenever we play. And I know all of our coaches stress that fact. They're like, we're here to be competitive, but the main aim is that you enjoy the sport and that you're having fun while doing it. So my biggest thing that I take away from Rodin is just to have fun while playing sport. So yeah.
And a lot of those competitive spaces, I mean, they get to that level of competitiveness because of the culture and because of what you had to put in. Can you share some insight into what a day in a life of a Rodin player and the culture and what made you guys what you were?
Yeah. I think a big thing about Rodin is that a lot of us were all close within our water polo team and our group. So all of us would be excited to go to early morning because we knew we'd have like a little coffee afterwards, and then we'd go to school all together, and we knew that we had training afternoon. Although it was rough training, we all knew that we were going to go through it together. So it was really like a family to play with. And we all just knew that if all of us train together, we're playing for each other, we're building for each other. So it was really a team effort. So yeah.
As you touched on, under 19 IPT, SA under 18, crazy experience. You were the captain of that team. What was that whole experience like?
It was such an amazing and phenomenal experience. It was really on a whole nother level. I know my team did a lot of prep before going to Serbia, Belgrade, because that's where the tournament was held. And we were all so excited. And just to be able to play and experience that level of water polo was all so insane to us. And I think what made it so much better is that we could bring that level of polo back to South Africa, because the tournament was in August, I want to say. And IPT, like you mentioned earlier, is always in December. So all of us brought it back to our own province, and it just lifted all of our performance to the next level.
Jeez, Serbia. I know that's a bit of a mecca for water polo, those Eastern European countries. What's the culture there, and how does that compare to water polo here? What did you really grab from it?
Yeah, I think a big difference between those countries and South Africa is that I think South Africa still stresses the fact of fun with water polo, whereas I do think on that side it's more of like a profession, and like it's like built into you that, you know, if this is your sport, then that's your life. So I think that that's the big difference between South Africa and those countries.
And any other shining highlights from that tour, things that you look back fondly on?
I think one of my favorite highlights was the opening ceremony of that tournament, and I was fortunate enough to be the captain. So I was the one carrying, I was the flag bearer. So I was part of the whole opening ceremony. It was just really amazing to be the one to be holding South Africa's flag and representing our country and nation. It was truly tremendous.
Okay, so as you said, I can imagine IPT in the younger ages, and then under 18 SA, under 19 IPT, and then what happened from there? Because I know in South Africa, the post-high school, it's not quite there. I mean, in high school, you have school teams that, you know, there's intense training. You have things like Elevate Water Polo, where you're bringing high-performance athletes together to train together, to grow the sport together. But for you, I mean, what were your thoughts after high school? I mean,
yeah, for me, it's a bit of a tricky one to answer, because I knew I wasn't staying in South Africa after I matriculated. But I did still have a 9-month gap period before I had to move. And fortunate for me, I was part of OJ Eagles, which is a water polo club in Johannesburg. And we still carried on training together, having league games. We had Gauteng Invitational, which was an amazing experience to play. And I got introduced to beach water polo as well, which took place in Egypt that year. And I was fortunate enough to be selected for the team. So all of those things were happening before I moved to the Netherlands.
Yeah, let's do a bit of a tangent, because I've never heard of beach water polo. What's the difference between in the pool and on the sand?
Okay, so basically beach water polo is like normal water polo, except instead of 7 players in the pool, you have 4 players in the pool. So it's a lot smaller. The field is much smaller. I think it's 15 by 12 meters. And there's no dead time. So if you score a goal, play continues in the opposite direction. So it's a lot more active, mobile, like heart racing than normal water polo. So yeah.
Jeez, I think for my instance, because I played basketball in high school, and 3v3, I think that's the closest equivalent. Smaller court, it's a lot more intensive, a lot more running. What changes, because now I'm extremely interested in beach water polo, what changes in tactics and how the game is played? Yeah.
Yeah, I think with beach water polo, it's a lot more mobile, and it's not necessarily for like, I don't want to say that it isn't, but like it's more easier for more agile players to play the sport because it's always moving. You can't constantly have a set hole. Everyone needs to be driving in and out. So it's a lot more for the mobile and agile players. And I'm not the biggest of water polo players, so I kind of fitted into that mold much better and easier than, let's say, other players. So that's why I really enjoyed it.
That's cool. Okay, lastly on beach water polo, there's still more to talk about. But what was that experience like? I mean, traveling to Egypt with your club team and playing in this, I'm guessing, international tournament because it's teams from around the world. What was that experience like?
Yeah, so it was actually for South Africa. So we were playing against Greece, Zimbabwe, the Czech Republic, and it was like a qualifying tournament. So it was really insane to be a part of because it was one of the first ones for women as well. So it was really cool to be a part of that. And yeah, I really enjoyed the experience.
I mean, that's super cool to hear that this was a tournament for women. Currently in SuperSport, where schools were doing this Here for Her campaign, which is, pushing women's sports forward. And to hear an experience like that, what do you think competitions and experiences like that do for women's sports?
Yeah, I really think it's empowering because it's just such a nice opportunity to be at the same level as men and get the same chances and be able to do the same things as them. So it was really an eye-opening experience, and we could it was the same time as the men's tournament, but it was really cool to see the differences in how we play and to be able to kind of compare and get to that level as men would as well.
That's super cool. I mean, again, our women and girls are just so talented, and the fact that there are these spaces to nurture this talent. I mean, we look at the women's Springboks going to the World Cup now, and in this time running up to the World Cup, they're doing phenomenally. And it's super cool to hear this. Is there any messages, as somebody that has a woman that's played water polo, been through the South African systems, any inspiration you'd give to the aspiring ones?
I think a big thing for me that I would have loved to hear when I was growing up through the sport is believe that you can do more. Because I feel like a lot of girls when they're young, they don't really have the self-confidence going into doing whatever they are doing, whether it's sport or school or whatever the case is. Like there's always that little bit of initial doubt before you do something. And then whenever someone does do whatever they're told to do, they're actually more than capable of doing it. So I think that initial mindset of being like, I'm actually okay to do this, I think that's a big thing for young girls to actually accept and learn.
Yeah, true. Just breaking through those glass ceilings. I mean, it's a glass ceiling because you guys can do it, and y'all are amazing. And so it's literally like breaking. I just call it a feather ceiling at this stage because once you see it, you break it. So more on your story. After high school, where did you go? Where are you? Because you said you knew you weren't going to stay here.
So I moved to the Netherlands and I study in a city called Nijmegen and at the Radboud University, and I study chemistry. And I'm still playing water polo there at a club called Aqua Novio. And luckily enough, my team actually just recently got promoted to a higher division. So next year I'll be playing at a much higher level, which I'm super excited about. And I can't wait to experience that. So yeah.
Damn, that's super cool. So, again, you play water polo in South Africa, now you're in the Netherlands. What's the difference between the culture here and there?
There's a lot of similarities, surprisingly. I think the environment around water polo is all pretty much the same. It's like a very family-orientated sport because it's such a cohesive sport that you need to get used to and be able to play with your teammates. So that was something that was nice that it was the same. A big difference is, I want to say, the organization around water polo in the Netherlands. Everything's a lot more official in a way. Everything's done through a specific app. You have official umpires for specific games. You have specific rules. And it helps players know that there's a structure and system around them that's really supporting them and going through the sport with them.
Well, that's super cool. So, again, you're back in South Africa. I mean, I know that this is news to me, but you played at the Winter Series water polo tournament. What was that like?
It was actually insane. I don't think I've seen such a level of professionalism with South African water polo. Just the way that the tournament was hosted and catered for. I mean, each of our teams had our own physio. We had energy drinks in our own tents and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see how professional it was. And I think it was amazing for the players to have to experience that in South Africa.
That's nice to hear that South African water polo is growing in that way. I mean, as somebody deeply entrenched in the sport, I'm sure you have very strong feelings towards it, things that you want to see in the sport, see for growth. in your opinion, where do you want to see South African water polo go or invest more into?
I just think a lot more support needs to go into the system. Like, I mean, this previous tournament that I played, it was so well organized and so well streamed that it literally felt like almost like a rugby tournament, that like everyone was there, everyone was watching online, there was a lot more support, everyone was getting a lot more involved. And I think that's what made it a lot better, is that you could see more people were actively watching and listening and wanting to learn about the sport.
So, in closing remarks, where do you see your water polo journey going from here? Do you have any visions of what you want to do, what you want to be? I mean, the Olympics are right around the corner, so...
Yeah, it's been a bit of a chatter conversation in my family. I think I'm just going to carry on playing at the level that I am now, see how it goes. I mean, I'm still relatively young. I'm only 21, so I still have a few more years of water polo in me. So I think at the moment, I'm definitely just going to keep it as an active sport in my life, focus on my studies, and then once that's done, I think I'm going to look a bit more into the future with my water polo.
Well, that's amazing to hear. We will be rooting for you all the way. Hope to see you maybe at the Olympics.
Thank you.
And for you sitting at home, thank you for sitting in with us. We have new episodes coming out every Sunday at 6 p.m. Thank you for sitting down for the SuperSport Schools podcast. And that's it for us here today. So for now, bye-bye.
This has been the SuperSport Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.